Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. In the words of Drake, oh man, oh man, oh man, not again. Yeah, here we go again. May 27th, it goes down. Bramall Lane, Sheffield. Fight I'm really looking forward to. That's Kell Brook, IBF champion, defending his IBF strap against the truth, up-and-comer Errol Spence Jr. Clearly his biggest test, his biggest step up in class, but he's been looking good, man. Chris Algieri, he beat him better than Pacquiao, Ruslan Provodnikov, Emmanuel Taylor lost to him, etc. Amir Khan beat him, but Errol Spence beat him the best out of all those guys. And it's not about triangle theories, even though we have another barometer test. Keith Thurman went the distance after hurting Leonard Bundu in the first round, and he went the distance with them. Errol Spence got him out of there. So again, it's not about barometer tests or triangle theories. It's just something to consider. And Errol Spence looks to have promise, and people like Freddie Roach to Floyd Mayweather Jr. are all co-signing this kid. Great fight, and this, what I just read, makes me even more excited to see this fight. Now, the link is in the description. This is with the Star, the UK website, and according to them, there's a boxer, Adam Etches, who knows firsthand Kell Brook's punching power because he had a fight scheduled and he can no longer compete in his fight because he has an injury, so he was forced to pull out. And I'm like, okay. Again, the link is in the description. I'm gonna read what he said. Etches has a record of 20 wins and he has 2 losses, which I'll kind of get into that in a second. But this is what the fighter said in sparring with Kell Brook. It was a punch to my sternum, which I didn't feel at first because of the adrenaline that was running. But later on, it was very painful. Kell is certainly punching strongly in the run-up to this fight. I haven't had it x-rayed, and there would be little they could do if there was a crack in it, but I made the mistake of coming back too soon and getting hit on it again. So I am taking as long as I need to mend, and then adding a month on top of that. When I come back, I will be fully fit. As for Kell, he is training at 100%. The only issue with him, I think, is of the weight because of the size of him, but he looks good. This is the latest episode of Bad Luck. I should be used to it by now. So he's had, as far as his professional career, I guess he's had some setbacks. Again, link in the description. Now, I can't tell from the article if he was in the recent training camp or if Kell Brook did this to him previously and then it's a nagging injury that he didn't get looked at and then he just got it re-injured. But either way, he's been injured at some point by Kell Brook in sparring. You guys interpret it how you want. Again, Adam Etches, he's from the same area, region as Kell Brook. He's from Sheffield, South Yorkshire. He has a record of 20-2. 2 losses. He was stopped in 2015, so he does have a stoppage loss, but he has a good knockout percentage, 77% out of the people he's faced, 22 professional bouts. He's young, 26, and it says he's campaigning at super middleweight, and he has a good frame. He's 5'11". So at some point, Kell Brook damaged his sternum, which is a testament to Brook's power and accuracy. Brook is a damn good fighter. This is a great fight, and I heard Sheffield has a football team out there, and I'm expecting a raucous crowd, a crowd that is going crazy for their hometown fighter. And this excites me even more, hearing the fact that this guy was not, I'm not happy he was injured, but happy that he's saying Brook is looking good, so he must know, and he's been in there with Brook. So I think this is a good fight. Kell Brook seems motivated. I did an Ego Weight Watchers video yesterday. He looks to be in shape. Again, for me, the biggest thing is you could look in shape, but ultimately we'll see if he's affected by his ability to take a shot and see how he looks in there, because you guys can, a body is external, anyone can see, but you can't tell what's going on the inside unless you're a doctor or, you know what I mean, under a microscope kind of thing. So we'll see if this radical weight jump and then climb back down, if he looks as fresh, if he look, you know what I'm saying, because any false move or miscalculation, you're in there with the killer. Errol Spence has been looking good. He's damaging to the body. He seems very confident. He's in damn good shape right now. I've seen some recent clips of him, and this should be a good fight. Kell Brook, he posted the little Matchroom trailer and said, "You made a big mistake, boy," talking about Errol Spence Jr. He continually calls him the next Jeff Lacey, a fighter who was heavily promoted and then ended up getting spanked by Kawasaki. So this is the fight to prove that. If that's how you feel about him, you have the opportunity. You'll be in front of your hometown crowd, and if he beats you, especially by stoppage, that will be the second back-to-back loss and back-to-back stoppage loss in his homeland of the UK, in England. So obviously that would be a major setback for Kell Brook if he does lose. Errol Spence has a record of 21-0, currently unbeaten, and he has 86% knockout ratio, age 27. He looked to be a little bit bigger too than Kell Brook, who's also a big welterweight. Errol Spence is a southpaw. Some people say Kell Brook does very well with southpaws. So a lot of implications for this fight, especially for the winner. The winner of this can go on. I mean, Errol Spence has already called out Keith Thurman. He hasn't even won the fight, but he says he would love to have a fight like that. That would be a great fight. He'll be a champion. So it's really the guys like Sean Porter, they have no reason not to fight him. And I'm not saying Porter, shout out to my dudes, Kenny and Sean, I'm not saying that they don't want to fight him or they're scared of him, but at the end of the day, boxing is a business. So if you're in line for a WBC shot by beating Berto, then you might not want to fight Errol Spence Jr. because he doesn't bring anything to the table in terms of his high risk, and if he doesn't have a belt. But if he has the IBF belt, that's a belt that Porter once had, right? So that's more incentive to fight him, because if you beat him, then you now become a champion again. You know what I mean? And it's not just Porter, this is everyone. This is Keith Thurman. If a strong performance for the winner puts the welterweight division on notice, and this is what we like in boxing. That's why fights like Canelo versus Golovkin, you don't really hear complaints. The only thing you hear is the fan chatter about who will win and who's getting knocked out and who's getting destroyed and killed and murdered in the ring and all that. But you don't hear people, I haven't heard them at least, complaining and saying that, oh, this fight shouldn't be taking place, this is a waste, man, and all that. But Kell Brook looks to be in shape. He says that Errol Spence has made a mistake. Obviously, British boxing is huge right now. Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko did phenomenal. It was a global hit on HBO and Showtime. In the US, it did good numbers. It did over 1 million, 1.5 million on pay-per-view for Sky Sports. And it did crazy numbers in Germany, 10 million plus in Germany. British boxing, UK boxing is lit. People are starting to take notice to fighters from that region. So I'm happy. I'm happy because it's not now, you know, instead of just like America and Mexico and some of the other regions that have dominated in terms of boxing, you know, you have Floyd Mayweather's and Canelo from Mexico and different fighters. Now we have even more fighters. Not saying that we didn't have British fighters that were good before, but you had Kawasaki, you had Lennox Lewis. It was more far and few in between to me back in the day, where you didn't see at the same time simultaneously several, like 7 plus, 8 plus really good fighters from Great Britain, from the UK, that were all doing tremendous and all very hard to beat. But now you got that. Again, if Kell Brook beats Errol Spence Jr., he's the man. You got Anthony Joshua, who just became the man and became one of boxing's biggest stars, dethroning, even though he was 41, it's still Klitschko. It's still a Klitschko. And Klitschko wasn't coming to lie down. He really made you work. I'd understand it if Joshua was in there with the Klitschko that fought Tyson Fury and looked gun shy and wasn't making adjustments, but this was the obsessed Klitschko. He looked good. His shape didn't look 41. His game plan didn't look 41. Like when I seen Bernard Hopkins versus Joe Smith Jr., I could tell he was in trouble because he was like tiptoeing around and trying to conserve energy. He didn't look like the same Hopkins that I've seen. Watch Hopkins Tavoris Cloud, another big puncher, and then watch Bernard Hopkins versus Joe Smith Jr. Look like two totally different fighters. Look like Father Time had caught up with Bernard Moore in the Joe Smith Jr. fight. And I'm not taking anything away from Smith Jr. That's just what I saw. Like, Hopkins looked old to me in the ring, like the way he was moving and the way he was like, just his punches didn't really have snap on it. You have to keep in mind, Hopkins even later in his career, he still knocked down guys like Shumanov, who now fights at cruiserweight or whatever weight he's at, right? So he still had some snap, but in the Joe Smith Jr., I didn't really see that. But bottom line, Kell Brook, Errol Spence Jr. is a great fight. Boxing has been great. We're getting a ton of great fights. Kell Brook seems motivated with this one, and sometimes that's what reignites the fire, is when people doubt you. People are like, oh, you're scared of this boy, and you've been calling him Jeff Lacy, so now you have big shoes to fill because you have to put an end to his reign so far. Even though, again, he hasn't fought the biggest names, you still got to prove that he's Jeff Lacy, and you got to do it in front of your home crowd. So there's a lot of pressure both ways to me. This is like one of those fights where it's equal pressure to me, because Kell Brook's gonna be in front of his home. People want to see how he looks after a knockout to Golovkin loss, throwing the towel. I heard Kell Brook told his team, don't throw in the towel. Even if Errol Spence starts getting the best of me, don't throw in the towel. Which I don't really like that talk personally, because it to me, it shows that you're even thinking about that. You know what I mean? But maybe he just wants to be clear with his team, like, yo, if it gets in deep and we're in the trenches, don't stop it unless the ref stops it. You know what I mean? You don't stop it. But it is what it is. You guys interpret it how you want. But Kell Brook, he hurt Adam Etches in sparring, and Adam Etches is a big dude, not really world level. He hasn't fought world level competition, but obviously he's vouching for Kell Brook's strength, power, and his overall technique and accuracy. His accuracy. Let me know what you guys think. May 27th, it does go down. Drop it in the comment section. What do you think this means? Who are you picking? This is a great fight. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.